Evaluating inverse trig functions. So if I have cosine theta equals 1/2, okay, you guys can see on the unit circle that x is 1/2, or positive 1/2 right here at the angle 60, and all the way down here at the angle 300, right? Those are the two places. Okay. Back in algebra, and when we first solved right triangles, what you would do if you wanted to find theta, and what you did the other day on your quiz, how do you get theta if cosine theta equals 1/2? What do you do in your calculator? If you're trying to find theta, what do you do? Yeah, second cosine. Inverse cosine, right? Make sure your mode is in degrees. So you would go, okay, second cosine 1 divided by 2, and it would spit out for you 60, right? Back in algebra, one answer sufficed because you are in a triangle, okay? But there are 2 times that cosine theta equals 1/2, right? At 60 and at 300. So we have to be able to find that other angle, okay? So what you have to know is that in order to undo cosine to get x alone, or theta in this case, we do inverse cosine. So what do I do to one side, I do to the other side, right? So this gets theta alone, and I got 60. This value is a reference angle. Okay? It's just a reference angle. It's just going to help you figure out what quadrants you need to look at. Okay? Or, well, it's not the quadrants. It's going to help you find the angles that you need to look at. To figure out which quadrants you're interested in, is this 1/2 positive or negative? Positive, okay. So there's an invisible positive there. This tells you which quadrants. Okay. What 2 quadrants is cosine positive in? 1 and 4. Okay. So I want to be in this quadrant and this quadrant. Everybody cool so far? So the reference angle, or the angle that those triangles make with the x-axis, this angle right here is 60 degrees more than 0. Hey everybody, what's 60 more than 0? Surprise! Okay, this angle is 60 less than 360. Hey everybody, what's 60 less than 360? 300. Okay, so whenever we have more than one answer, we write them in curly braces as a set. Now, can you always check these? Yeah. Just pick up your calculator and go cosine 60, cosine 300. Oh, okay. That was easy, right? Okay. Let's do another one. A less cute one. I'm going to go all the way over here. Tangent theta equals negative radical 3. Okay? So, that negative tells me the quadrants. What quadrants is tangent negative in? So in my head, I'm always like, okay, wait, it's positive in 1 and 3, right? So I don't want those ones. So it's in quadrants 2 and 4, right? Are you okay with that? So we have triangles. But I've got to find the reference angle. Here's the big deal. When you do tan inverse to get theta alone, you're not actually going to put the negative in. Okay? Do not put the negative in your calculator. So you're going to go, okay, theta equals second tan of just positive radical 3. Oh, of course, I got 60. Okay? Is everybody okay? The positive and the negative just tell you the quadrants. Because we're looking for a reference angle always, we always want the positive acute, right? And that's always a positive value anyway. Okay? So we don't put the negative in the calculator. So our reference angle is 60. This is just a reference angle. It's not necessarily part of our answer. Okay? So I have to find 60 degrees less than 180. What's 60 degrees less than 180? 120. And I have to find 60 degrees less than 360. Which is what? 300. Okay. Now, what are my answers? 300 and 120. Is 60 an answer? No, because I crossed that quadrant out, didn't I? Okay. So, my answers are only 120 and 300. Just for fun, I want to show you. If I do tangent of 60, I get positive 1.73, blah, blah, blah. That's radical 3. I wanted negative, right? Oops. I wanted the negative. So I'm going to double check now. Tangent 120. Was that the negative radical 3? Yeah, okay. Tangent of 300. Oh, that was, okay, so I'm good, right? Check yourself. All right? That's kind of important. All right. How about, let's do a sine one. Sine theta equals radical 2 over 2. The value of sine is positive. So, what quadrants am I looking at if the value of sine is positive? 1 and 2. Good. So draw little bow ties. Okay. How do I get rid of sine? Inverse sine. Thank you. Inverse sine of sine theta. Inverse sine of rad 2 over 2. theta equals 45. Okay. Now, again, that's just a reference angle. We've got to do 45 degrees more than 0. Surprise! What is it? And we've got to do 45 degrees less than 180, which is 135. Now, something I know that some of you are thinking, how do I know whether to add or subtract from 180? I'm so confused, right? Some of you are thinking that. If you need to draw your little arm, so like this is coming over and it's stopping before it gets to 180, so it's less than 180. Does that make sense? Over here, did we have quadrant 2 yet? No, we didn't have quadrant 2 yet. Okay. Over here, when it was 300, I spun around until I get to the hypotenuse. I stopped short of 360, right? I stopped 60 degrees short. If I'm $100 short, I know it's too small, so I subtract. Does that make sense? Yes. All right. Number 4. Trying to leave Brayton? Okay. Let's change our directions here. We are going to find theta, and we're going to round theta to the nearest tenth. Okay? So this one, we're going to have sine theta equals -5 divided by 8. The first thing you should notice is that negative. That's telling you the quadrants. A, S, T, C. Where is the sine value negative? What 2 quadrants? In T and C, so 3 and 4. So make your bow tie angles there. Bow tie triangles, okay? Now, when we go to do sine inverse, what are we actually going to put in our calculator? Yeah, the positive. I heard somebody say it. 5 divided by 8, the positive value. Because then theta is the reference angle. Okay? This means Q3 and Q4. All right. What do you get to the nearest tenth? 38.7 degrees. Good. Okay. So, 38.7 degrees past 180. So 180 plus 38.7 is 218.7. And 38.7 degrees short of 360. What is that? What is it? 321.3. Sounds like Warm 101.3. Okay. Is 38.7 part of our answer? No. We crossed that quadrant out. So 218.7 and 321.3.